Hello, welcome to CLSP Politics. Sean Briscoe speaking. So today I'm going to talk about the five parts of the one big beautiful bill that ain't going to get out of the Senate unless, the Republicans decide to, do what they normally do and just go gangbusters over any of the protocols or any of the rules that they, in theory, are supposed to abide by. There's five of them that have been identified as problematic. First of all, I want to talk about the process they're using in the Senate is called reconciliation. So, as some of you guys know, you need 60 votes to pass most things in the Senate, which is crazy. But with reconciliation, they only need 50 plus one, and they've got about 53 votes. So, looking pretty good. Now, the thing about reconciliation, they have to be budgeted items. It has to be money. It can't be policy. It can't be any of that stuff. It's got to be, so if the word transgender's in it, or if there's some kind of, process that they're looking for, and has no effect on the budget, does not generate and or cost money, it's got to be thrown out. And so we got huge chunks of this bill that are not related, and these are five of the top. There's probably another five in there, mostly retribution-like policies that Trump threw in to go after his political enemies. So the REINS Act would significantly boost congressional authority to review and stop federal regulations. Has nothing to do with the budget. That requires 60 votes, and they're absolutely trying to push that through. With this one big beautiful bill. I'm called the OBBB. So it's a federal regulation. It's not a money thing. It's not part of the physical budget of that year, for the country. Gender affirming care. It's another fun one. Yeah. Also not a budget issue. Will be thrown out. Real quick, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. If you wish to support this channel, we have a PayPal at CLSP Politics. As you know, I'm not monetized, so all contributions really do help. All right, that's my commercial. So the AI moratorium, because one thing we want to do is put a moratorium on any laws that can be passed with AI. You understand this is going to affect jobs. This is going to take jobs away. Now, I'm not saying AI is bad. I use AI. It's very useful for especially small businesses. But what they're talking about is giant monster corporations effectively using AI to monitor their population, and the Republicans apparently have an interest in that and not regulating that at all. So you thought unregulated, corporate greed and was bad. This is going to be crazy bad. The House passed a bill that includes a expedited permitting process for certain natural gas and energy pipeline projects. Also, this one's stupid on a couple levels. One, nothing to do with the budget, again. But also, man, these things take 10 years. Once you get a well or these pipelines, they're not going to be built in the next 5-6 years. Also, there's no money in it for them. The economy is going to slow down thanks to Trump. I think as of the 3rd of June, we're now at 1.8% growth. Well, they're saying we could be down to 1.5, 1.4. So yeah, this Trump economy, I think we all remember it from last time. Yeah. So already, as the economy goes down, the consumption of fuel goes down. And therefore, the price of fuel goes down. And there's a certain point where it doesn't make any sense to drill anymore, to build any more pipelines, to throw billions of dollars into infrastructure, because there's no profit in it. And believe me, these are for-profit These are some of the largest for-profit companies ever created by man. Trust me, they're not going to be throwing billions of dollars at a thing they might see a return on in 25 years. That's not likely. Here's another one. Immigration fees. They're going to try and push back on the bill's major fees for asylum seekers. Also not a budgetary issue. It's a policy thing. And you're, oh, well, they're taking in money. That's not really how that works. It would be, yeah, it's more of a deterrence than a revenue generator. It's not a thing. It'd be like saying, okay, this can come in because it raises 0.000000001% of the budget. Nah, it's not a thing. Well, so there's a person called the parliamentarian. And the parliamentarian is the person who decides if this meets the bird rule or the bird bath, right? And they've been quietly working against this parliamentarian in the Senate to give this bill a clean bill of health, right? It's not a budget bill. It's a policy bill with budget in it. And that part's even a nightmare. So the parliamentarian has every right to throw all these things out. Now John Thune is at the mercy of the Senate parliamentarian, who is the final decision maker in the given provision that can pass that bird bath I was talking about. It's Senator Robert Byrd said you can do these things as long as it's budget only. If you start putting in policy, if you start trying to push some kind of social agenda, that's going to go to a 60 vote count in the Senate. Now, keep in mind, Republicans have kind of gotten rid of that whenever it's inconvenient. In case you didn't know, when they stole those Supreme Court seats from Obama, they're like, oh no. And then, they're like, oh, we need 60 votes. We need 60 votes until Trump got in. And then all of a sudden we didn't need 60 votes anymore. Super weird how that happened. But yeah, that's Mitch McConnell. I don't think he's done as much damage to this country as Ronald Reagan, but he's up there. So my thoughts are the parliamentarian needs to hold tight. They'll probably have her removed and put somebody else in. Now, what's interesting about this, okay, so the bill currently is in the Senate. It's got to go back to the House if any changes are made, because then the House has to vote on it. They come up with an understanding that, okay, now what's interesting is a lot of these social issues that they're pushing are how they got Republicans on board to overlook the $5 trillion they're going to add to the budget, which like a bunch of these congressmen ran on not raising the deficit. So they're raising the deficit by astronomical amounts. And so, Trump in his first term added more to the deficit than any president in the history of our country. You can go look that up. And yeah, so my feeling is that this is going to go back to the House. They're going to be like, hey, remember all those gifts we gave you guys, the red meat for your cult followers? Well, that's all going to go away. And there's there's nothing that, there's no there. So you're going to have to end up with, biting the bullet, raising the deficit, not getting any of your little pet projects through. And I'll be honest, some of these congressmen in the House knew this wouldn't get through the Senate, because they knew it had to go through the reconciliation process, and they knew these things they added wouldn't get through. Now, they're hoping that the people of America forget that they voted for this. My job is to make sure they don't. So when it does come back, they're going to go, oh, well, without these provisions, I can't really bring this I can't represent my constituency, and blah, blah, blah. They'll lose about 18 votes. And, they They only got it by one. So I just can't imagine those Republicans in New York are going to vote for this. So anyway, again, thank you for watching. Again, I try to keep my shows down to under 13 minutes. Like and subscribe. If you wish to support this channel, like I said, I do have PayPal, and I am more than happy to take that and reinvest it into the programming that I try to do, the research that I do. And like I said, mostly it pays for subscriptions, because these paywalls are a pain in my butt. So anyway, hope everyone had a great day. Talk to you later.